Hi guys, and welcome to another one of my chats with Paul Icons. And this young lady is one of the biggest icons in women's sport. Three-time world champion and newly crowned 9-ball champion of the world, Rubilen Amit. Hello, Rubilen.
Hey Mark, hi everyone.
So great to have you with us. Thank you so much for making time for me. I know that you must be so busy at the moment. How does that sound, Rubilen? Finally, 9-ball champion of the world.
Honestly, I don't think it has synced in yet. So I'm still just trying to enjoy the moment and just being grateful of this blessing.
You've been close before. I think you've reached 3 semi-finals before and one fight. I think you finished runner-up and twice third place. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. I played against Pan Ting in 2007, wherein she won. And then in 2018 and 2019, I won third. So it's quite there, almost.
And you know what's impressive? I mean, I don't like talking to women about their age or anything like that. But let's just say that you're not at the beginning of your career. I'm not saying you're certainly not at the end of it, because you're just peaking right now.
Mm-hmm.
But did you honestly think at 42 years old that you still had it in you to win a world 9-ball title?
Yes, definitely. With all the work that I put in, with all the coaches that I have, I think the main difference for this one is that pre-pandemic, I would really put on hours and hours on the table. But for this one, I lessened the hours on the table, but put some hours towards working on my physical, on my body, which is I went to the gym, had a strength and conditioning coach. But towards the tournament though, like a month before the tournament, I had to stop because I needed to add more table time. So aside from going to the gym, I go swimming for mobility, and then I do have sports vision training, and of course for the mental side, sports psych. But mainly what I added was exercises and mobility, strength and conditioning.
Very interesting you bring that up. That was one of my questions for later on, kind of, what's your regime regarding health and, and fitness and diet and that kind of thing. I don't know whether you know, but recently I took up swimming. I had a health scare back in November, just
Oh,
after, yeah, just after, actually, it was just after Klagenfurt. Remember we spoke in Klagenfurt and
yeah,
we did that little
yeah,
interview in Klagenfurt? I
yeah.
went home and 2 days later I had a stroke.
Oh, how are you
Yeah,
now?
yeah, I'm great. I mean, I
Yeah.
stopped I stopped drinking alcohol. I changed my whole diet. I started swimming every other
Okay.
day. I do 1 mile every other day. I swim 1 mile,
Very good, Mark.
and it's helped my work. So it was very, very interesting to hear you say that as well, because when you play these long tournaments and
Mm-hmm.
everyone thinks, oh, it's only just playing pool, but
Exactly.
they're long days, aren't they? Very long days, and you need to be fit in body to be fit in mind as well. So do
Exactly.
you do you think that helped you immensely this time?
Definitely. Definitely the game changer for me. Because I know that I have it in me, like the knowledge of the game, the experience wise. But then during tournament, I couldn't show my game. And it frustrates me a lot because at this stage of my career, all I want is just to enjoy the game, create, be creative on the table, just just show just just show how much I love the sport and how enjoyable billiards is. And and now the past two tournaments, the World Nine Ball and the China Open, I was able to do that. And a huge part of it is because of what I do outside billiards, which is, as I mentioned a while ago, which is strength and conditioning, swimming, and sports vision training.
Fantastic. I'm so proud of you to, at your age. And you know what I think? When we get to our age, I mean, I'm a lot older than you, but certainly in my case, I feel now I have more experience and I'm so much better at my job than I would have been 30 years ago, just because I know so much more and I've got so much experience. And I thought to myself, it will be such a waste to throw away all that experience that I've gained all my life, to throw it away on the wrong kind of lifestyle, So that's why I did it. Yeah, so I was just saying there, Rubilen, how important, it is to keep fit and to take advantage of all this experience that we've built up over the years. And you certainly, I put you in the same category as Alison Fisher, as Kelly Fisher, these ladies still playing the game to a pretty high standard, and you're right up there as well, aren't you? So this really has helped you, right? This keeping fit and diet.
Yes, for sure, Mark. First of all, thank you. Thank you for putting me in the level of those ladies. I'm truly honored. As you mentioned, it is pretty important to be in top shape for you to be able to compete, to be able to focus, especially with the different time zones. Actually, that's my struggle, honestly. If it changes to the US or in Europe, it's kind of difficult for me to change my body clock. So, but I'm working on it. It's one of the things that I'm working on right now. But first, you're right, I have to be fit. I have to be conditioned so that I'd be able to play and just enjoy the game.
I love the fact that you've still got that passion and that desire and that will to win, and you're still looking to improve. In a lot of people in other sports, are already kind of come to the end of their cycle, if you like, in the sport. But billiards is one of those sports where if you do keep yourself fit, you can actually go on for a very, very long time. I think Alison Fisher is over 10 years older than you now, and she's just recently won a WPPA event, right? So she's still got it in her. You've still got it in you.
Efren 70.
I know, and he's still playing. We're going to get to Efren a little bit later, because I may just have a couple of little surprises for you during this interview, because okay. I think you're such a great person, and with so much more to give to the game, I know. And I want to give back to you as well, because so do you like surprises or not?
For sure. Okay. Sure. I love surprises.
It's a nice one.
Who doesn't love surprises?
It's a nice one, I promise you. So look, before we get to all that, let's just go back to the very beginning, if you don't mind. Rubilen Amit, she's 10 years old. Her daddy, Bobby, takes her down to the local pool room. What do you remember about your first introduction to the game? Tell your fans a little bit about how you actually got into the game.
Yeah, you're right. It was actually my dad, because me and my brother, our age gap is quite huge. We're 8 years apart. So my playmate has always been my dad, and my dad got into the sport. It's more of a stress reliever for him. When he's stressed from the business, then he goes to a pool hall to play, and we would have before I was born in Cebu. It's a province in the Philippines. And me and my dad, it was summer break. I was actually 12 years old at the time. It was summer break, and when my dad would go to the pool hall, I would accompany him. But we would have a budget from my mom.
Oh.
So, yeah, we would have, of course, my budget would be smaller than as compared to my dad. So for me to be able to play more, I would just order toasted bread and butter.
Oh, Rubilen.
Of course, I'd eat well. It's not as if I'd be hungry, but it was just to show that how much I love playing. The first time, but my first love is basketball, actually, because in the Philippines, everybody loves playing basketball. Everybody wants to be a basketball player. My cousins are all basketball players. They're 6 feet tall, by the way. So my first degree cousins, they're taller than me, way, way taller than me.
What
I'm barely
happened?
5 feet. I
What
don't
happened to
know.
you?
Maybe I was asleep when when they were blessing people with height. So so as we grew older, my cousins were really my playmate also back in the province. And as I grew older, they grew taller, and I got stuck. So I kind of shifted. I kind of thought to myself, maybe I should shift sports. So here we are, shifted to billiards because when I played billiards the first time, I love the concept of a ball going into a hole, into a hoop, for basketball into a hoop, for billiards into a pocket. And when I first tried it, it was interesting that I was able to, um, as you would say, maybe a natural. That was what my mom and my dad would tell me. It's like I was a natural. It was easy for me to somehow stroke a ball and pocket simple shots. So so that was it. It was just that. It was really just enjoying time with my dad and my mom because my mom would always come with us also. When we transferred to Manila, there were more amateur tournaments. So it became a family affair. It was family
Oh,
bonding.
lovely.
Yeah, so I was in high school, and then Fridays we would go to billiard halls where there were amateur tournaments, like club tournaments. So that was how I started. It was really club tournaments. Uh, so my mom would pay for everything, and then my dad would be my driver slash coach. So so that was it. And then if I just joined the tournament, my dad and my mom would give me a prize already. That's why I love surprises. Because just me
So,
joining, they would give me something already. And as I progress in the tournament, if I
wow.
like reach the semifinals or the finals, they give me a better gift. I don't know if you're familiar or you remember the Air Up Tempo, Nike
The
Air
what?
Up Tempo rubber
Yeah,
shoes.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
back in the 90s. So I remember it clearly after winning a championship. I think Class A, because I started with Class C, that's the lowest level. Class C, and then Class B, and then Class A, and then Class O, O being the highest. I think I won it in Class A, then they gave me an air up temp. I was like, "Whoa, this is nice." They give me gifts, and then the prize money I get to keep for myself. So as a young teenager, I would have money for me to go out with friends, and then I would have prizes from my parents. It's really a win-win for me.
I really like that. That's a great idea. Instead of, it helps a child to grow, I think, to get to the next stage rather than just everything being about winning that final trophy or the final prize money or something. It's kind of
Mhm.
nice that they rewarded you for each game. So it always gives you something more to strive for. I like that idea.
Mm-hmm. However, if I did lose, I get grounded though.
They take the presents back one by one.
My dad, I think when he realized that I did have potential, he became too serious about it.
What,
So
what,
it
what
was a
did your
good experience.
What did your parents do? What did your parents do for a living? How did they earn money to support you?
Oh, back then we had a business. We had two businesses. First was a cargo forwarding business, so for locally in the Philippines, and then after maybe around 2002 or 2001, they opened a food business near my university when I was in
Okay.
college. Yeah,
Do
so they
you
had two businesses. Hmm.
do you remember the name of the pool room where you first played in?
Yes, for sure. The name was Baseline. It was in
Okay.
Cebu City, Mango Avenue.
And
So I remember.
what about when you went to Manila though? What was the place you used to play in there?
Oh, there were a lot, but my club, the first club that I became a member at was Super Bowl. It's before it was called SEBA, Super Bowl Executive Billiards Association. So most of the members were executives. So they had to ask for permission from my parents, or I had to get an endorsement from my parents for me to be able to join the club. But my dad is also my dad joined the club as well, so that was not a problem.
I love the
And
fact it's such a family affair. It's great, isn't it?
yeah, for sure, I was always with my family. I was always with my mom, my dad, and even my brother. He used to play, but then I guess his generation was more of computer games. Tamiya, Tamiya, like the car. So it was
Yeah.
Tamiya computer games for him. But he did try billiards. He did play billiards for a time.
Well, your sisters were blessed with the height, and you were blessed with a talent for pool. Now, I want to show you a picture, and I'm going to ask you if you remember. Okay, do you
Mm-hmm.
remember? I've just got to find it. Hold on one second. Right. Tell me very, very quickly. Do you recognize? Ah, hold on. Are you still there? Have I lost you again?
No, 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 I'm here.
Oh, you're still there. Okay.
Yeah,
I
take your
don't. I
time.
don't know. I don't know what I've done. I've pressed something wrong. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I know what I've done wrong. Don't worry. Just give me 1 second because this is one of your
Oh,
surprises. This is one of your surprises, which I want to. Hopefully, this will bring back some memories for you. Okay.
all
Do
right.
you recognise this guy here?
Oh, Tito Kini.
Who is it?
Yeah, Tito Kini. Tito Kini de Tagle.
You remember him, right?
Of course. Of course.
What is the
He
connection? What's the connection with you and him?
he owned the billiard hall in Megamall.
Okay.
Yeah, and I used to go there also and join tournaments with my dad. And he was very nice. He was very nice to me and my family. So
So
yeah, I remember him clearly.
when was the last time you saw him?
Oh, it's been a while. More than 10 years. It's been a while. It's been a while now.
Wow. Wow. So that was one of your surprises. I've still got two more to come. Okay.
All right.
Right.
Mhm.
Here comes the first surprise for you. Okay. Now hopefully it's going to work. Hopefully we're going to get something up on the screen. So we just saw a picture of this very, very handsome young man, right?
He is. He
And
is.
and hopefully he's going to be joining us very, very soon because I've tracked him down.
Oh, all
I've
right.
tracked him down. He actually lives in the same city as I do. I was with him.
Oh, he's in the US now.
No, he's in Thailand.
Oh, he's in Thailand. He lives
Say
in Thailand
hello.
now. Hi, Tito.
Hi, Rubilen.
Hi, what is it? Good afternoon, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning, Tito. How are you? It's been a
Hi,
while.
congrats ha. Ang
Pogi pa
galing-galing
rin.
mo. Ha?
Pogi pa rin, Tito. Pogi ka pa
Naku,
rin.
brand na.
Pogi pa rin. Pogi pa rin. I
It's
said he's
okay.
still
No, it's
I
okay.
said he's still handsome.
Have a little chat in Filipino, and we'll get some subtitles when we do the edit. Sure, it's okay.
All right.
Have a little chat for all your Filipino fans as well.
It's nice to see you, Tito. It's been a while.
Pasyal ka rito ha.
Opo, Thailand.
Oo,
Oh,
gagawa ko ng pakulo para sa'yo rito.
I was there last July.
Yeah?
I was in Bangkok in last July
Ah,
with friends. It was more of a vacation po.
we'll have
But
something going for you here.
okay, Tito. How are you, Tito? How come you
Okay.
transferred? How come you transferred to Thailand? Is it for business or you just
No. When I was with the association, the president of the Thai association was so impressed with our ability to play pool that he
okay?
suggested I open up and tie up with him a business entity here of pool and snooker. So we
Oh,
will like swapping technology.
I
So
see. Oh,
uh,
nice, nice. Congratulations po.
but
Congratulations,
then
Tito.
my three sons, I hope you remember them, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
they were not born yet when you
Oh, they
were.
were not born yet. They were too young,
They're
Tito.
here. They're doing great in real estate.
Ah, nice,
Uh,
nice. They were too young, Tito, at that time, siguro.
yeah,
It was back in the 90s. Opo. Opo. He owned a very nice pool hall, Mark, in Mega Mall. Mega Mall is such a huge, huge mall in the Philippines.
but
And it's just one of the uh, pool halls that me and my dad would love to go.
but
It's
you were more often at the South Mall, no? SM.
more often, Tito, ano, ay, yeah, he also had South Mall. He also had
Yeah,
South Mall.
yeah.
Opo, opo. But,
Your table number seven was your table.
nah, Tito remembers. Galing.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
So,
been a while.
Rubilen,
Mm-hmm.
so another one of the reasons I was talking with, I call him Joaquin, you call him Kinney or Tito. What shall I call him? Tito? What shall
Tito
I call
Kini.
him? Tito
Tito is
Kinney.
like uncle.
Ah, okay.
Tito is uncle. So back in the day, I don't know if he changed his nickname now, but everybody calls him Kinney. Kinney.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I call
They
him
do call
Tito.
him Kinney.
Yeah. I call him
Okay,
Tito.
so this is kind of an idea that Kinney came up with the other day, and we've spoken to a local pool hall owner as well. And there's a beautiful room here called Double Kiss, and it's got 11 diamonds. It's got 10 predators. It's beautiful. It's newly reconditioned. It's absolutely fantastic. And the pool scene here particularly in Pattaya in Thailand is huge. You know, we've got probably 120 tables within a square mile here now. So
Oh, wow.
there's tournaments every day. So what Kinney, what we're talking with Kinney about at the moment is the female pool scene here is terrific. Now I know you do the Amit Cup, which is very, very successful. It's for all the amateur women across the Philippines, and I know you're very proud of it. So what we thought of maybe doing, it's early stages yet, we're just talking about it and getting some sponsors interested as well. How would you feel about maybe having an Amit Asian Cup, kind of
Oh, wow.
where we do a big tournament here, and I mean a big tournament, where we invite players from Vietnam, from Singapore, from Malaysia, get them all to come to
Okay, easy.
Thailand, and then
Lovely.
the top 8 players would get to play against you. So we would arrange for you to come over, and at a time that's suitable for everybody. You would come over and you would play the winners in some exhibitions, and plus any other matches that you wanted to do while you're here as well. So as the first thought, is that something that might appeal to you in a way?
Yeah, for sure. Any opportunity for women players is pretty appealing for me. Because for me, any growth for women's pool, may it be in the Philippines, Southeast Asia, or anywhere in the world, is such a blessing. Because billiards grows. That's the bottom line. Women's
Yeah.
pool, billiard, it grows. Then everybody's happy.
Yeah, well, I'm a huge advocate for the women's game as well. I love it. I support it in any way I can, and I think it would be such a great opportunity for Kinney and myself to get involved with it and help it to grow, and also along with Sasha Biloff, who is the owner of Double Kiss. I spoke to him just yesterday about it, and he's interested in doing something. So that's something that we can talk about in the future, and it's good to know initially. So Kinney came up with the idea originally, so he's got a lot of work on his plate now. He loves pool, as we know, he loves pool, so he's now got a lot of work to do. Kinney, you better start working, mate.
Good job, Tito, with coming up with that idea.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
So hopefully you've liked this little reunion. We're going to say goodbye to Tito.
Bye
You're
bye.
not allowed to say Tito. Is
Yeah.
that?
Come on, talk a bit more if you want. What would you like to say to Rubilen? How proud you are of her, maybe for
Rubilen,
the.
you're the pride of the Philippines now. You're going to be the world champion for a long time, I can tell. So keep it up. Stay as sweet as you are.
Thank you,
And
Tito.
more practice for more perfection.
Yes, Tito. For sure, Tito. More hard work, actually. More work, more responsibility, huh? Never ends. Same with you,
You.
Tito. More work for you as well. Take care, Tito. It's really nice to see you.
Bye
And
bye.
it's nice to see you're still pogi. Ingat
Yeah.
po. Ingat, Tito.
Congrats again. Thank you.
God bless, Tito. Bye-bye po.
Yeah, you too.
Well, how was that for you? Did you enjoy that little blast from the past?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I haven't seen Tito Kimi in such a long time, and it's nice to be able to talk with him and know that he's doing pretty well in Thailand. Thailand is very beautiful, and shopping is, and the food.
Oh,
Actually, when you were saying a while ago, like come over, and I was actually thinking the food already. I was like, okay, the food is
I know the food's amazing, right?
amazing, amazing. I think we gained weight when we went there last July.
That's okay. You're doing the gym and keeping fit now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, just going back to that keeping fit thing very quickly. I just recently commentated on the China Open as well, and I commentated on your semi-final. I thought, tell me if I'm wrong, you looked a little bit tired, a little bit fatigued, were you?
Yeah, even because I took a photo when I arrived at the practice venue, and I took a photo and sent it to my partner. And when I saw my photo, I was like, my eyes were a bit tired. So I guess it was from all the highs of New Zealand and then coming home and then quite busy. Of course, like still too excited about everything that has happened in New Zealand and then trying to prepare. Because when you go in the tournament, you peak at the tournament and then your adrenaline goes down and then try to peak again. And it was so with that, I felt that I wasn't able to like really go down and rest. It was more just maintaining it, sustaining it. So
Yeah.
I felt that I felt all the how do you say it? The fatigue, you correct? The fatigue, and I was quite tired. No excuses though.
Mm.
Handled it pretty well, but I felt that I was quite tired going into the match. But I still think if I just could have gotten the break, it would have been a different story. Maybe a closer match, or maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I actually commentated on that match, and I think I said in commentary that I thought you were looking just a little bit at the end of you just had nothing more in the tank, nothing more in the
Exactly,
tank because of
exactly.
that huge effort at the World Nine Ball.
Yes,
Anyway, I have a question for you.
yeah.
Where did the name Bingkay come from? What does that mean? Tell your fans.
It doesn't mean anything actually.
Oh,
It was my relatives when I was young, and then would call me Bingkay, and I would get mad. That was what they told me. I had an aunt. I have an aunt, and she would call me that name, and I would get so furious at her. So everybody started calling me Bingkay.
oh.
So so
Well,
everyone close to me would call me Bingkay.
I'm always interested in names. I like to learn the origin of names. So
I'm
I,
sorry, it doesn't have any interesting background to it. It
well,
was just
maybe
it was just my relatives getting making me mad when I was young. That was it.
that's okay. It's still a background to the name. It's good. I like it. But I've done some research into your name. Now, the name Rubilen is a unique and uncommon name. It's likely of Filipino origin. Its meaning, though, is not really clear but it might be a combination of Filipino words or a variation of an existing name. Now, while the name is not widely used, it offers a distinctive and memorable choice for parents seeking a unique name with a cultural connection. And the name Amit is of Indian or Hebrew origin, maybe even Hindi. And in Hindi, Amit means infinite or boundless. So that kind of suits you, right?
Wow. Rubilen actually is a combination of my mom and my dad's name, Roberto and Helen.
Wow, how lovely.
Roberto and Helen. So it's Rubilen. And Amit, I didn't know that was the meaning for it. It's nice. It's a nice meaning. Infinite.
Yeah. So I know you're a very patriotic person. You're very proud of your country, and rightly so. It's a beautiful country. I actually lived in Cebu for 1 year, Rubilen, where you're from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I lived in Cebu for 1 year. I loved it.
Food is good also. It's cheap.
Very cheap.
Exactly.
But I remember at the World Championships in Klagenfurt, I was sitting next to you, and it was when Cheska was playing in the final of the World 10 Ball. Do you remember that? When we sat next to each other? And then you reached down into your bag as it was coming to the end of the match. Now tell everyone that may not have seen, what was you doing in your bag? What was you retrieving from your bag?
I was getting the flag, the Philippine flag, getting ready to celebrate Cheska's win. So that's why when she won, I just screamed and just waving the flag like crazy.
she wore it, didn't she? I think that was that lovely moment when she wore it, yeah?
She did. When she won and saw me waving the flag, then she came near me and I hugged her and I gave her the flag and then she wore the flag. So it's the same flag actually. It's the same flag that she wore during the awarding and the same flag that I wore during the awarding. So it's the same flag.
Who gave it to you? The 9 Ball? When they gave you the flag, who was it giving you the flag? Do you know? There was somebody at the back with a flag. That wasn't the one, mate. She had a flag on her face as well.
No, the flag that I was wearing was actually a flag that we brought.
Okay.
Yeah, we bring a flag around.
Good, lovely. Do you know, wherever I go in the world, go to any pool event, and there's always Filipino fans that turn up to the events, right?
For sure. And it really is a plus. It's a huge factor for us players that we have that kind of support. It's really a boost for us.
Yeah, it must be nice being so far away from home, and then you see some familiar, not that you know them personally maybe, but some familiar people from your country, and they've got the flags and they're waving them and cheering you.
Like hearing them talking to you in Filipino, and there were like three-fourths of the venue, of the crowd were Filipinos.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, in New Zealand. Amazing.
Yeah, I saw there were lots there. I did. How did winning the World 9 Ball and your 2 World 10 Ball titles, how did that compare with winning the World Teams with Carlo and Johan?
It's always a different experience. It's always a different experience for me, winning different world titles, different events, and it's always an amazing experience. It's always a beautiful story to tell. As I've mentioned to someone a while ago, because I feel that my strength has always been my faith. It has given me that peace wherein I'm able to just be there, be in the present moment, not scared of the result, and just be able to perform. And I've mentioned this to one of my friends that, and to my partner as well, that in those different titles, I've got to know different gods. A protective God, provider God, all-knowing God. So it's always a beautiful story. It's always a something that if I do like think about it, like now, I'm trying to think about it. uh, it always puts a smile on my face. And of course, it's different when you play in teams event, because you feel more pressured because you have other players counting on you. And what's nice about it, for me as a player, for me as someone who loves learning, is that when I play alongside great players like Carlo and Johan, you get to learn from them. You get to listen and hear what they say during a match, which is pretty important. So those are some of the things that I really value and I am truly grateful for as an athlete.
Yeah, I know you're pretty close to Carlo and Johan.
Yes.
Didn't you have a business with Johan and you've still got a business with Carlo today? Is that correct?
Yeah, we have a business, Carlo and I. We have a shawarma business. So, and me and Johan, we invested in first we invested in a commercial lot, and now we invested in a computer shop. Since e-games is pretty how to say, popular nowadays.
What, where people come in and play games all day, that
Yeah,
kind of thing?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I
Now,
think 70 or 60 units. So
whoa, it's
yeah,
big.
but we have a lot of partners though. We have a lot of partners. But Johan is one of the partners there. With Cheska also. So that's what's nice about this generation of pool players. We really try to invest our money.
Yeah, good plan. And you've won over 2 million pesos, right? Just recently.
Yeah, yes.
You're a millionaire. Have you been a millionaire before? Were you a millionaire before you won that?
I guess when I won the world championships before. But the money's always being invested. So
Yeah, well, you're pretty smart because I know for a fact we've had this conversation before, you and I, that when you were at school and college and university, you studied accountancy, I think, right?
yes. Yeah.
And and you're a qualified accountant.
Yes, I am that's what I finished in school. So I went to the University of Santo Tomas, finished accountancy. So it's when I was a student, I wasn't naturally gifted, so I really had to work hard for me to graduate, which I was able to bring to billiards because I feel like I may be, as what my parents would say, I'm a natural, but I feel like skill wise, a lot of work needs to be done up to this day. Even if I just won the world championships, like the past 2 days, I was in training with Coach Django for hours and hours. So.
Do you do your own books or do you get another company to do them? Do you have time to do your own accounts or do you get somebody else to do them?
Oh, somebody has to do it. Somebody, because it has to be official.
Yeah, right, okay.
So yeah, I have an accountant who does my to report to the government.
You mentioned siblings. What do they do in life? What's their kind of, what do they do now?
I have one brother, and he works at a bank.
Oh,
So a pretty good,
finance too.
yeah, finance. And he graduated from a good school, the La Salle University. So
Let's get back to the game itself and, you know, when you're on tour. Do you have a best friend when you're away on tour? Is there somebody that you
Jessica,
share with? You always share together or you do?
Jessica, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Everything we share, everything together, and I feel like I'm an older sister to her. So it's really a give and take between both of us. We have that mutual respect and being just considerate of each other's needs. Like if there's something that I could offer to her, being someone who's older and has more experience than I do, and Cheska being younger, being stronger than she does. Like for example, like luggages, and she would help me like carry luggages and all these things. So it's really a give and take between us. And what's nice about it is that we're really good friends. Um, we share stories, we share even secrets, and that's nice about it is that when we are on the table, like if we play against each other, we have this respect for each other. But more than that, we have this huge respect for our sport. So when we play each other, it's really always serious. It's always, how do you say it? It's always our best. Because there were times when they would say, others would say, maybe you gave the game away to Cheska, or maybe some others would tell Cheska, and Cheska would tell me, like, others would tell her that maybe you gave the game away to Ruben, and we're like, of course not. We would never do that.
Stupid. No, of course not. Too much respect. Too much respect for the game. How good do you think Cheska is? Okay, she's already a world 10-ball champion like yourself. How good could she be? Could she be one of the greats?
For sure. For sure. I feel like at this early stage of her career, she's a very strong player already. But as she matures in this game, as she matures as a person as well, I feel like she'd be more. She's consistent now, but I think she'd be even more consistent and scarier as an opponent.
Super scary, isn't
Yeah,
she?
for sure, for sure. Um, I actually, I say, I'm a fan of her game. I love the way she plays. Uh, I would always say this. I, how you say, I'd bet on her against anyone when it comes to potting balls.
Yeah.
She's pretty amazing. So, and the excitement that she brings to billiards, she's always fun to watch. It's always fun to watch.
Yeah, I know other people have said this. I liken her to Joshua Filler. I think she's the Filler from Manila. I really do. She's such a talent, such a great potter with the ball, as you just said. Maybe as she matures, shall we say, I think maybe she might lose that I can pot everything kind of attitude, which I think will then see her win more, because we all know, we all think when we're young we can put every single ball on the table and we can't be beaten by anyone, with no fear, that kind of thing. But I think when she, like every other pro throughout history has done, when she learns that when to attack and when not to, maybe, I think she'll be super dangerous, like to be number one in the world. I really believe that. I really think that she's got a great future ahead of her. Now, she has a big fan in Thailand. A friend. His name is. Guess what his name is? Potter. His name is His name is Potter. He's not very good at pool, but he absolutely loves it. He plays every day. He's got a membership in the Double Kiss Club that I was telling you about. But he's absolutely a number one fan of Cheska. So maybe if we can sort this tournament out, maybe it'd be good to get Cheska over and we can organise some exhibitions and sell tickets and make a proper event out of it.
Yeah, it would be nice if Cheska and I could both go together, since both of us, like, it would be fun. I mean, might as well.
And it's close by, right? It's not too far away.
Not too far away.
So it'll be nice. So we will work on that. Let's move back to Efren very, very quickly. I mean, a complete GOAT, legend, icon, call him whatever you like, really is probably the best person ever to pick up a cue. Now has, like yourself, has a cup named after him, rightly so. You have the Amit Cup. I know we touched on it briefly earlier when Kinney was with us. Could you just tell people what the Amit Cup is, Rubilen, and why you started it?
When I started playing when I started playing professionally back in 2002, and more seriously as a national athlete in 2005, I've always wanted to pave the way for women's pool. And my thinking was, I have to win. I have to win to inspire more women players to pick up the cue and play billiards. However, I kind of noticed that still only a few Filipinos would play billiards. And then fast forward to 2019, I gave free lessons to women players who would be interested in playing pool, whether you're serious about it or just a hobby, any level, any age. But then again, still only a few women would sign up. So during the pandemic, me and my friend Ren Vera, he is the
I
co-founder
know
of
Ren. Yeah.
yeah, he's a co-founder of the Amit Cup. He's a organizer of tournaments, of a lot of tournaments. So we would have conversations during the pandemic and talk about anything about pool, anything and everything about pool. And we touched on the subject about women's pool, on how uh, on how few women players uh, pick up a cue. So um, I told him of my interest in having a tournament for women, and he also had the same idea. So fast forward to after the pandemic, back in 2022, he was about to organize a women's tournament, and he asked me if he could name it Amit Cup, and I was like, yeah, for sure, because we discussed it during the pandemic of how it is a dream of mine also. So we started season one, leg one in I think it was June or May. May. It was in May. We had 24 participants. It was actually, we were pretty excited at that time because normally in a tournament, 10 women players showing up in a tournament is already a lot
Okay.
during the time. And then we had 24 participants. We were like, ooh, ooh, so many women players coming out. And
Nice.
fast forward again to now, we have we have leg two of season three. So we are now in our third season, leg two in on October 5 to 6. And listed players are the listed players is 135. 135 women.
Wow.
And some of which have so much potential. Have so much potential. So I'm excited. One of the reasons why um, we started the Amit Cup is, of course, to pave the way for women's pool, to grow women's pool, and aside from that, Cheska, because I told her by the time I retire, I would want for you to have someone with you when you travel. By the time I retire,
Oh,
for the Sea Games, there's always two. That's why our goal is always see you in the finals. See you in the finals. So I'm hoping that by the time I retire, that continues. Cheska and whoever player will still meet Cheska in the finals. So there, and it's quite a surprise because all we wanted was to give women a safe space for them to be able to show their game, for them to be able to have something to look forward to motivate them. But it actually has become a community of women players
fabulous.
wherein they inspire each other, they applaud each other's achievements, whether in pool or in school, in at work. They share their. It has become a culture of just being there for their fellow women players. So it's amazing, and we've grown that much in a span of only 3 years, and it's primarily because of the women. Because if they see someone in a billiard hall, like a woman player, they would be like inching their way towards them and be like, "Do you want to join the Amit Cup?" And I don't give them that. I don't ask them to like recruit. It's like networking, no, it's like
Yeah,
recruit,
yeah.
but no, definitely not. Because as I've mentioned from the start up to now, I don't earn anything from this. Everybody, especially team, they know that I don't earn anything from this. So I'm just very grateful that everybody's on board. When we started, it was just pooling of funds, and the committee and the referees were paid a small amount, and everybody's okay with it because they believe in advocacy, they believe in the vision. And now, fast forward, we are able to somehow find sponsors and be able to to give compensation to the committee and referee, which is pretty fair.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm just very happy that everybody's on board and we're growing and we're learning every leg. We are learning every leg.
Congratulations. I think it's such a great thing to give back to the sport. I really do. And you really are an ambassador for the game. I remember when Kelly was at Sharks in Manila, in Quezon City there, when I was there doing the commentary for that, remember? On the you were so, this is the wrong word, but you were kind of like a mum, where you were so caring. I remember Kelly had some injury, whether it was a shoulder or something, and she had some problem, and you took her every day, I think, to a physiotherapist or something, didn't you?
Actually, only once. I brought her once. I was trying to convince her that because with us billiard players, they say that we don't get any injuries, but the truth is we do, because we have only one position, so imbalances happen, like our muscles. And Kelly kind of shared, because I'm friends with Kelly and Weiwei, Gina.
Yeah.
So actually, most of the players are. That's what's nice about women's school. We're really friends with almost most of the players.
Yeah.
So she shared some of, like, I don't know if struggle would be the right word for it. Discomfort. Some discomfort with her back. And I told her about the therapy that I had with my back, my doctor, even my sports vision training. So I told Kelly and Weiwei, uh, I could bring you both and see how it would help your game, help you also as a person, because for better quality of life. So Weiwei, I think she's young, so maybe she doesn't feel it yet. But but Kelly was open to it. Kelly was open to it. So she went through the scan and then the consultation with my back doctor. And then she also went to the sports vision training. And I'm just so blessed that the trainers and the doctors are really very accommodating as well. I told them that we have a world champion and a consistent world number one player who wants to visit their clinic. And they were like, open arms, come on, bring her in. And so, because for me, I don't mind it. Like, if she gets really better and wins everything, then good for her. Good for her.
Yeah, I think that sums you up in a nutshell. That little conversation there, it really does. You're just such a lovely person, and that's why I always, I don't know, I keep on at you. Oh, please come and have an interview with me, just because I love talking to you. And
Thank you, Mark.
and I know you've got so many fans that, you know, your fans message me and say, oh, when are you going to be interviewing Rubilen? Because we really want to know more about her, because she's such a sweetheart. She's such a lovely, friendly person, and we want to know more about her. So that's why I like to do these things, you know. So on that same kind of thing, what would be a typical day for you, Rubilen, both when you're playing a tournament and when you're not, when you're like now, for instance? What will you be doing today? What's on the agenda?
On a regular day, because coming home from the World Championships, it's quite a different schedule.
Yeah.
It's mostly interviews and events. But on a regular day, then it's mostly training on the table. And then it really depends on how do I say it, on the days or the period before the tournament. Like, for example, because it shifts, depends on the need. Like, as long as I'm able to satisfy strength and conditioning or mobility, and definitely sports division is there every week. Sometimes I do yoga, but seldom. Pre-pandemic, I did yoga like twice a week. But this time, it's more of the mobility side, because I feel that my hips
You're getting older. You're getting older, Rubilen.
Getting older. Exactly. Pandemic, it was like 3 years, huh? So, so that, and then because I have a routine in the morning, like do stretchings, and then do some of my rituals, like concentration exercises, prayer, and then I started my day. And then it's a case to case basis, because sometimes I do errands as well. I need to go to the bank or need to do some stuff for the business. So it's really a flexible schedule.
Changes from day to day.
Yeah,
So
for sure. Yeah, but what's
what's
important are the essentials, which is really table time and again, a physical strength and conditioning. So,
do you like to cook at all? Does your
ah,
partner cook? Does she cook? Do you cook? Who cooks?
we hope, we know how to cook. But coming home from the tournaments, I told my partner that I want to take up cooking lessons, even just to fry, just for me to,
Oh,
because like with me and Cheska cooks more. I mean, all I do is the rice through a rice cooker.
ain't a rice cooker. That's not
Yeah,
cooking.
yeah, I know, right? So Cheska does the frying for us both. So I told my partner that I want to learn how to cook or at least fry, just for me to be able to have a share with the chores when it comes to traveling abroad.
So what's next for you, Rublin? You've done the World Championships. You've done the China Open, two big ones in the year. What's next on the tournament calendar for you?
Oh, for the tournament. Well, first of all, as I mentioned a while ago, tournament that we're organizing is the Amit Cup in October 5 and 6. And
Hmm.
then Cheska and I will be leaving for the province in Bacolod, to
Okay.
Bacolod for a tournament by the mayor. And it's going to be against male players. So it's always a good experience. And
Wow, excellent.
yeah, so, and the food is good. Actually, I think 50% of the reason of why Cheska and I are going is because of the food. So,
I hope the mayor doesn't see this.
and
Look, I
then
like. Yeah,
hmm?
go on. Yeah, carry on.
And then after that, we will be preparing for the Puerto Rico tournament. So I think that will be the last for the year. I don't know if there will be any changes, but so far, that's our schedule, Cheska and I.
It's the Women's World Temple, right, in Puerto Rico.
Yes, Women's World Temple.
Yeah, I just got the email day before yesterday that I'd be commentating remotely, so I'll be
Oh,
commentating from home here. But I just love commentating, so I do it from anywhere. It doesn't worry
thank
me. I prefer to be there, but
uh,
it doesn't matter. It's okay. I'm actually off to Morocco on Monday for an
or
ultimate pool tournament. I'm commentating on
oh,
ultimate pool for the first time.
oh wow. What's the
Yeah.
difference? What's the difference with Ultimate Pool?
It's played on English 8 ball tables with the reds and
Mhm.
yellows,
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
and it has a 30. It's a 20-minute match. It
Uh-huh.
has a 30-second shot clock for the first
Mhm.
10 minutes and a 15-second shot clock for the second 10
Oh, I
minutes.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
I just see it sometimes on my Facebook feed. I was like, it's an interesting game. I didn't know there was
yeah.
a 30-second shot clock and then a 15-second shot clock. I'd be like, I don't know, I'd do with 15-second shot clock. Just good at it. Jessica, I think, only needs like maybe 6 seconds. Because
Yeah.
even the one handling the shot clock doesn't even like turn it on anymore because you just have to.
So look, talking of shot clocks, that leads me. This is rehearsed, but it's not. I do this little thing called 30 seconds on the clock, no extension. So it's just I'm going to ask you a series of quick questions, and you just give me the first answer that comes into your head. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So here we go. How much of the sport of pool is in the head?
Oh, 80%.
Is pool a sport or is it a game?
Four.
Triangle, rack, or template?
Huh. Triangle.
Oh, good call. Best ever player in the world.
Ah, Efren. Of course.
Best jumper in the world.
Heather.
Best kicker.
Efren. Of course.
Favorite opponent.
Favorite opponent. I would say Chen.
Oh, what? Simming Chen?
Yeah, I played her This is the fourth time we played in the finals. And I lost to her 3 times until I won this time.
Brilliant, wasn't it? Amazing. Amazing. I honestly, I don't want to say this. I thought she was going to be favourite for that, but
I thought so too.
but
That
you
makes the
didn't.
two of us. That
you
makes the two
didn't-
of us, Mark.
You didn't believe yourself though, did you? Because you went on and beat her.
No, because of her break. Because of her break.
Yeah, brilliant. So much respect for Simi Chen as well. Absolutely brilliant. Favourite cue, tip, and chalk.
Oh, right now I use the Kamui Athlete, and chalk I use the TP chalk.
Turning point.
Yeah, I only started using it like a week before the New Zealand tournament.
You know, I just met that lady. She was here there was a big tournament in Thailand recently, and she was here. I forget her name. Is it Krista?
Krista.
Yeah. She was here in Thailand in Double
Oh,
Kiss. Yeah.
She lives in Shanghai. Well, she lives in Shanghai, but she was kind enough to show Cheska and I around in Shanghai. So
Oh, lovely. What's your favourite music? Do you listen to music when you practice on earphones or don't you?
while practicing, no, but going and after, yeah, yes.
What would you generally listen? What type of music?
Um, it depends. It depends on the mood, or it depends on the purpose. Like if I'm going to play, then it has to be something that's slow, because or else it affects my pace when I play.
Wow, good. That's interesting. That's very interesting. And I'm glad you don't use headphones when you're training, because you know I spoke to a sports psychologist and somebody has actually written a paper on the brain's functionality of playing cue sports. There's an interview that I did with him. It's very, very, very interesting. And he was saying that when players practice with headphones with music on, it's not doing their game any good, because part of all the five senses need to be used while you're playing, while you're doing anything basically. So to not hear the balls, the sound of the tip on the cue ball and the ball hitting the back of the pocket, and just the general ambient sound around you, it's really not a good idea. So maybe these people using them for practice, it's not really doing them much good anyway. Do you watch Netflix? Are you much of a TV watcher? Do you get time to watch any TV?
Seldom. Seldom do I watch TV. And when I watch, like 5 to 10 minutes into it, I fall asleep. So
My sister's like you. Do you know, my sister has never seen a movie all the way through. Never.
my partner would tell me, because I'm like, come on, let's watch a movie. I just want to rest and watch a movie. And she'd be like, 10 minutes into the movie, you're asleep already.
Oh.
What do you mean watch a movie?
You don't snore, do you? Do you snore?
Depends if I'm tired.
That's a bit personal, that, isn't it? We'll skip that one.
Sorry. If I'm tired, then I do.
What's your favourite holiday destination? What's the best place you've ever visited?
Uh, For something that's close, I love going to Tagaytay. It's close, and there's a church there where I just wanna like talk to the Lord, and it's close. It's an hour and a half drive. But if it's really for a vacation, then I would say Boracay, but I don't know. I haven't been going much on a vacation lately. Maybe, hopefully, it would change.
I've been to Boracay. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Very, very beautiful. And I swam with whale sharks in Oslo.
Oh, good for you. I haven't. Yeah, that's in Cebu, right?
Yeah.
I haven't yet. I haven't.
Yeah.
I'd be too scared though. It's like as huge as a bus. I'd be too scared.
They're huge, and they're big, long mouths like that. But they're so sweet. They don't harm anyone.
Yeah, but just the fact that they're so huge would scare me already.
Yeah, I was a little bit scared as well, to be honest. I didn't get in straight away.
Okay.
So look, I know sponsors are very, very important to you, and they help you do what you love. So I'd like you, if you don't mind, to just do a little shout out to your sponsors and thank them and what they do for you and what they mean to you.
I'm very grateful to the sponsors who has really been there with me. I'd like to thank Predator Q's for providing me with equipment that I have. And
what do you play with, Rubilen? What cues are you playing with at the moment?
I play with a P3 and a Vantage shaft.
Okay.
And BK Rush, Ray Q, and of course, Predator's jump cue. For my other sponsors, Usana, which is a supplement, they keep me and my family happy. So I'm very grateful to them as well. I've been with them for over 10 years already.
Wow.
So, especially during the pandemic, they continued on supporting me and my family, giving me supplements to keep us healthy, especially during the pandemic. So I appreciate it a lot. And to Sphero, the one that I wear, Tough Seal. It's a paint company. I've been with them also for over 10 years. So they've been consistently supporting me, and I feel that in my success, a huge part of it is the sponsors that I have, the belief that they have with me, their consistent support, and just being very supportive with what I do, including the advocacies that I have. I think more than their support for me as an athlete, like Predator and Usana has been with the Amit Cup since the early parts. So I'm truly grateful that they believe in the vision that we have as well. So, and lastly is the shirt that I wear, J. Lindeberg. So
beautiful, that I like that.
It is a very beautiful and decent looking shirt. So on TV it looks pretty good. Makes me look good. So
you always look good. You'd look. We have this saying where you'd look good in a black trash bag. You know these things. You could wear a trash bag and still look amazing.
I'd get disqualified though.
Yeah, you would. Yeah. Please don't ever come out in a trash bag. You mentioned a paint company. What's your favourite colour? Do you have a favourite colour?
Oh, teal. It's the color of the
I love teal.
It's a happy color.
It's on your shirt, right? You've got a little bit on your. Have you got a bit on your shirt?
Oh, here, yeah. It's my logo.
Yeah. Beautiful. I love your logo. It's kind of like infinity and R and an A, of course, as well.
Yeah, it's a bow tie actually.
Oh, a bow tie.
When I play the SEA Games, or the Asian Indoor Games, we're required to wear a bow tie.
Yeah, but that doesn't count as wearing a bow tie, Rubilen.
Let's try. Yeah, it's for me. It's more the symbol. It's something that's small, but you can't go without.
Beautiful.
You get this
lovely.
You don't wear it. So.
How can fans get in contact with you? There's so many of your fans say, "Oh, I'd love to ask Rubilen a question. I'd love a signed cue ball. I'd love to." Just got in contact with her to see what she's up to. How can people go about contacting you, like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, that kind of thing? How can they get in contact with you? What's your number, your addresses, kind of thing?
So I have Instagram, and it's Rubilen Amit. And then for Facebook, I have a page. It's Rubilen Bingkay Amit. So just be patient with me though, because I'm really not so good at I'm not so techie, so sometimes I don't see the messages right away.
I sent you a message about 3 weeks ago for this interview, and it took Kelly Fisher, I think. Or did Kelly Fisher? Oh no, that was April Larson. You're not as bad as April Larson. April takes ages to get back to me, but so I said to Kelly Fisher, I said, Kelly, do me a favour, will you? Would you just send April a message and say Mark's trying to get in contact with you and answer your social media. And I'm going to be interviewing her next Thursday. Actually, I'm looking forward to that. She's lovely, isn't she, April?
Yeah, yeah. Every time I hear her, like when she like talks to someone or talks to me, it's always like a very pleasant conversation.
Positive,
Yeah.
always
I
happy.
always learn something from her.
So back to your socials. Come on, back to your social medias. Come on.
Oh, that's
Facebook.
it. Facebook,
Facebook.
Rubilen Bingkay Amit, and then IG Rubilen Amit. I do have TikTok, but I don't know because my partner made it. I was just asleep when I woke up. I already have TikTok, and I don't. There's nothing
Te-
in it.
Tell us your partner's name. She's lovely. I met her. We stayed at the same hotel, didn't we, in Quezon City when you were playing
Yeah.
the challenge matches. What's her name?
Jasmine, Jazzy,
Jasmine. Jazzy. That's it. Jazzy.
Jazzy.
She's
Yeah.
super sweet as well. You make a
Very
perfect
supportive.
couple.
Very supportive.
Yeah, you're just lovely. All you
Staring me
ladies
down.
are lovely.
She's staring at me when you were saying about the social media because she's been
Is she
having
there?
a hard
Is she there now? Is she? Come and say hello, Jazzy.
No, she won't.
She won't.
She's
Okay.
very low key. She doesn't want any attention at all.
Okay. No
She's too
problem.
shy.
Well, listen, it's been a pleasure. I didn't expect it to go on this long, but when we start chatting about Paul and our passion and our love,
Yeah.
we could chat for ages. So I really appreciate you doing this for me. I know you're so busy and you've got much more other things to be doing right now. So thank you so much, Rubilen, for your time. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for inviting me on your show.
Rubilen
Good
Amit,
conversation.
ladies and gentlemen. Go on, just give a message to your fans before we go.
To everyone out there supporting not only me, Cheska, women's pool, but billiards as a sport. Thank you very much for loving the sport and just enjoying everything that the players could offer. Um, we we're very much grateful for everything that you do for us players and for the sport of billiards as well. Thank you. God bless and take care.
Ta-da.